Hey everyone, it's Suzanne. I'm back with another video, and this video is all the manicures that I wore for the month of March 2025. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. Somewhere on the screen, I will put the mani time so you can skip right to it. But if you're new here, I do rate my manis on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I rate them, just kind of funny thing I do. It's based on song lyrics or album titles from songs. If you've never been here before, I'm going to insert that rating footage kind of explaining what it is. You can skip it if you want, but if you don't, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. But I'm going to start that right here, and I will be right back. Okay, so I do rate my manis on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. These are all based on song lyrics or album titles, and this is because I just love music, and I thought this would be a kind of a cute way to rate my manicures for my monthly manis. So how the ratings go, like I said, 1 is the worst. 1 gets a rating of hot dog flavored water, and this is an album cover from Limp Bizkit. Number 2 is How Could You Do Somebody Like This? And this is a song title, a song called Boiler by Limp Bizkit. Number 3 is Cause Your Mouth's Writing Checks That Your Ass Can't Cash. And this is a song Full Nelson by Limp Bizkit. Number 4 is that One Day I Will Get You in My Hands and I'll Play With You, which is a song called Play With Me by ICP. Number 5 is Here's What It Looks Like Being the Best. And this is a lyric from the song A Cut Above by Avery Watts. So remember, when I show these ratings, I am rating the manicure and not the polishes themselves. Okay, hey, I'm back, and let me just show you what is on my nails first. I'm not going to go over it too much because it is in this video because I'm filming this April 1st. I don't know when you'll see it, but I am filming it April 1st. I was able to get to it early, so this is from last night when I painted it, and which was March 31st, so I counted in March. It is Glam Polish, Yabba Dabba Doo, really cute acrylic. I'll talk about that in a minute because, like I said, it'll be the last mani of the month. Okay, so for March, I wore 30 manis with 44 polishes. So let's get into it because I had so many good manis this month, so many. But let's get into it because this might be a little bit longer video. So for my first mani, I wore 3 polishes. They're all from Glisten and Glow. They're all their bleached neon sweet treats line, but they're all bleached neon. I wore this key lime pie, which is a green bleached neon. Like I said, they're all bleached neon. I wore rock candy, which is kind of like a pinkish purplish. I consider it pink, but some people would say it's like that purple color. But it's pink to me. And then I wore lemon heads, which is the yellow version. So I wore all 3 of these. I did like a smush mani we were doing a celebration for Glisten and Glow, like her nail polish indie anniversary. And a bunch of us got together and did a collab, and I did a smush mani using these 3. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat. I don't really know how many coats you count it because smush is kind of weird. I am going to try to film a tutorial because people acted like they would be interested on that in a smush mani. But I'm not an expert. Like, I think my first one turned out better than this one, but, so you can't really tell how many coats. A glossy top coat, easy removal. I wound up rating this a 3 because your mouth's writing checks that your ass can't cash, because where it was pretty, it wasn't my favorite, manicure, but it was pretty. Next up, I wore 1 polish. I wore this polish from Monarch Lacquer, and this is Sugared Lavender. It's just a really pretty lavender cream. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy removal. I have that this was beautiful. I wound up rating this a 4, that One Day I'll Get You in My Hands and I'll Play With You, because it was just a, just a really pretty, fun, simple cream polish. Next up, I wore 1 polish from Night Owl Lacquer, and this is Violet Metallic Hollow. It's so pretty, and it looks so pretty on my nails. It really did. I didn't think I liked it as much as I did, but when I look back at the pictures, I was just like, this is just beautiful. It's a purple hollow, beautiful. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. I have that it is just very, very pretty. I wound up rating this a 4, that One Day I'll Get You in My Hands and I'll Play With You, because it was a beautiful, beautiful polish. Really pretty. Next up, I wore 1 polish from Cracked. I wore this polish called Feed Me Treats. It's just a beautiful delicate light pink. It has kind of like some type of like shimmer in there. I don't know if you can see it or if it came off on my nails a little bit, but it's not an intense. It's like a real delicate shimmer. In my pictures, you'll see a pink blurring base coat, 3 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. It was very pretty. Not my favorite pink in the world. I wound up rating this a 3 because your mouse writing checks that your ass can't catch, because it is pretty, but like I said, not my favorite pink that I own. Oh my gosh, this next mani. Woo, this next mani. So next up, I wore this polish from Tyler's Trinkets. It is called Sachet Sorbet. He released this during summer 2024. These neons. Oh my gosh, neon flakies. This was so good. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. I have that this was a beautiful orange. This mani was so good. I wound up rating this a 5. Here's what it looks like being the best. I could not get over this mani. You obviously won't like it if you're not an orange person, but it was just stunner. Okay, next up, I wore one polish from BCB Lacquer, and it is called Spring Fling. It's kind of this gray linear hollow shimmer deal. I got it, does it say? Spring Things Advent 2024 is when I got it, and I didn't think I liked it, but everyone kept talking about how this was one of the best polishes in the Advent, so I was like, okay, I'll give her a go. I did not like it. I put some type of like little, what were they? Horseshoes, because we were doing some type of challenge in one of my Instagram challenges. I did not like it. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. Didn't love this polish. I'm putting it in the giveaway. I wound up rating it a 1. Hot dog flavored water. I didn't like the polish. And then on top of it, having the stupid little nail charms with the horseshoes on it just even made it worse. Like I said, we were doing a challenge and it was like lucky. So you're supposed to have shamrocks or leprechauns or I don't know, something to do with lucky. And I was like, I don't have anything lucky. I'm not into that stuff. Not if you're into it, that's great, but I'm personally not going to have anything. And I was like, oh, I found these nail stickers I had. So I was like, use that. But that just made the polish even worse. So just, I don't know, I'm putting that in the giveaway. I knew I might not like it, but like I said, people kept talking about that was one of the best polishes of the Advent. In my opinion, it wasn't, because there was a lot of polishes I love, but just because I was hearing that, I was like, I'm going to give her a go. Like I said, no, didn't like her. So next time I did another challenge and you had to do weather. So I wore 3 polishes. They're all by Orly. I did Snow Angel, which is this like light powdered blue to make it look like a sky. I did Orly's White Tips for clouds. And then I did Sunny, I think this is Sunny Side Up. Yeah, Sunny Side Up for a sun. And I just did this like weather pattern. I did this weather manicure with the clouds and a sun. No big deal. It was cute. In my picture, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. Like I said, it was cute. I wound up rating it a 2. How could you do somebody like that? Because it didn't really, I don't know, it didn't wow me, but it was freehand art. It wasn't bad, really, honestly, it wasn't too bad. Next, I wore 2 polishes. This was another challenge. It was supposed to be space themed or fantasy. And your girl right here, she is not into, I'm not into space, but I do like looking at like we had a red moon here. Like that's interesting stuff like that. But like really like learning about it, I'm not really too into it. And I'm not into any fantasy crap. So it just wasn't a theme for me. And I was like, I don't have anything to match that theme. So I went into my nail arsenal and I pulled out the most spacey looking polish I had, which is this from Rogue. It's Celebrate. It kind of looks like a night sky. It's like a bluish purple with little hollow dustlings. And then I knew I had this star topper. It's from Paradox Polish and it's called Star Fragments. It's just clear with all these, different beautiful stars in it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go with that and make it kind of work. So in my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 1 coat of Rogue. This was a 1 coat polish. And I knew I wasn't going to like it. So I was like, I'm not going to waste another coat, because I know it wasn't for me. 1 coat of Paradox, Glitter Grabber, glossy top coat. I did use clips to remove this. I did have to use an orange stick to place the star glitters. If it hadn't been a challenge, I just would have worn them however they came out. But because it was a challenge, I was like, okay, I don't want it to be like a lot of, spots that have no stars and then spots that have like a lot of traffic jam stars. So I did use an orange stick to get them to, you know, to place them. They came out easily. I did hold this upside down, you know, I did sit it upside down like this for, I don't know, several hours before I painted my nails, but they came out easy. But just to place them, I did use an orange stick. I did use clips to remove. I love the Paradox, so I'm keeping that because it's just a cute topper. Didn't care for the Rogue, like I said. I didn't really love it. Putting the Rogue in the giveaway, I wound up rating this a 2. How could you do somebody like that? Just, you know, just not a polish that's for me. And I knew it probably wasn't, but I'm glad I kept it because I did this challenge, which was nice. Next up, I wore one polish. Oh my gosh, this was so good, from Dreamland Lacquer, and this is the Sea Haunt. This, now, it does have brush strokes. I should have been more careful with it because I didn't realize it was going to have brush strokes, but this was so glowy. It's like their Shamrock Shake, but a more blue version. This was beyond glowy and so stunning. In my pictures, see a regular base coat, 3 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. I have watched for brush strokes. I rated this a 5. This is what it looks like being the best, because this was, whoo, she was a good one, and I was glad I picked that one up after I had it. So next up, I wore one polish from Sweet and Sour Lacquer. I wore this polish here. This is Stitch Head, and it's kind of a teal with a shimmer in it. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 3 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. It's beautiful, but I'm not a teal lover, but I will keep this because this is, I think, the only teal polish I own. And we were doing Victorian varnish. We were doing another collab for her birthday, and I guess her favorite color is teal. And so I feel bad because I try to do like the makers. You didn't have to use their polish, but I always try to. But I was like, I don't have any teal. And then I remember this. I had just gotten this in Sweet and Sour's Advent over like around Black Friday. So I don't love it because it's teal, but it was beautiful, and I can acknowledge it's beautiful. I'm just not a teal person. Like, I don't like teal, but I am going to keep it because, like I said, it's the only teal I have in my whole entire collection. I did rate it a 3 because your mouse rating checks that your ass can't cash, because, like I said, it was beautiful. I'm just not a teal person, and like I said, part of me wants to get rid of it, but part of me is like, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't even been able to do that collab because you don't have any teals. So I'm going to keep it for that aspect of, like, you have a giant collection and you don't have any teals. Weird, but you know, it's just not for me, but I am going to keep that one. Next up, I wore one polish from Clarissa D. Carroll. This is Miss Pina. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 3 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. It's this really, my hair just keeps falling out the older I get, more and more every day, but whatever. It's just really pretty yellow, like a pineapple yellow with black glitters in there. It is so pretty. In my pictures, I just told you what it was, but in my notes, I have that it was just darling. I wound up rating this a 4. Here's what it looks like. I need to get my stuff together. I wound up rating it a 4, that one day I'll get you in my hands and I'll play with you, because it was just darling. Can't wait to wear it again. Super cute polish. Like I said, can't wait to wear it again. Not the best of the month, but super cute. Next up, I wore 2 polishes. I wore this polish from Rogue, which is Spicy Disaster, and it's just a red. It's supposed to be a neon red cream, but it's just a bright red cream. And then over top of this, I wore Plus Life Lacquers All Tickles, No Tackles, which is a red jelly with like black flakies and glitters in there. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 1 coat of Rogue, 1 coat of Plus Life, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. I use clips to remove this. I don't know how I feel about this one. I might put the Plus Life in the giveaway. I'm not a red person per se, but I don't know. I just don't think I would. It does look pretty on my nails when I look back at the pictures, but I don't think I'll ever pull, like, I'll never think, oh, I want to wear that Plus Life again. This Rogue I've worn several times under different manis, so it's a good one to have in your arsenal for me, but I don't know that I will ever pull this. I don't think I ever will. So I'm going to think about this Plus Life because it was pretty, but I don't know. I think I'm going to put it in the giveaway, but I'm just going to think about it a little bit longer. I wound up rating this a 2. How could you do somebody like that? It's beautiful. Like I said, I can tell you it's beautiful, but because I'm not a red person, it's just like, am I ever going to really want to wear that and be like, oh, I want to wear that? No, probably not. So I don't know. I think I'll put it in the giveaway. This was a stunner. Next up, I wore one polish from Polish for Days, and this is Enchanted to Meet You. It's just this beautiful light blue with hollow and glow in it. It is so, so stunning. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 3 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. I have in my notes, a stunner. I wind up rating this a 5. This is what it looks like being the best because, ooh, she good, she good, she is good. Next up, I wore 2 polishes. I wore this polish from Crystal Knockout, and it's Paradox Heels, and it's just this Paradox, like, pea, springy green, like a spring green cream is what it looks like. And then I also wore this from Glisten and Glow, Pull Hair, Don't Care, and it's like the same, stupid hairs, spring green with, like, these really pretty neon glitters. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of each polish, glitter grabber on the Glisten and Glow, because I wore this on one finger like an accident now, glossy top coat. I use clips for the Glisten and Glow. I love the Glisten and Glow, definitely keeping it. The Crystal Knockouts wasn't the best formula, but love the color. I'm going to see if I have any colors like this. If I do, I'm going to put Crystal in the giveaway. If I don't, I'll wind up keeping her because I did love the color, but like I said, it wasn't the best formula. But I did wind up rating this a 5. This is what it looks like being the best because I love greens, and I don't know, it was just a cute mani. Not for everyone because it was like obviously highly glittered and spunky, or I don't know, spunky, but highly glittered, and I don't know, I love stuff like that, so I really liked it. Next up, I wore 1 polish from Moonshine Manny, and this is Was Love Got to Do With It. It was one of her project dupes. It's just this like, I don't know, this like ugly, prugly, greenish color. So, so pretty. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. I love the way this looked on my nails. It was just beautiful. I wound up rating it a 5. This is what it looks like being the best because I don't know, just loved it. I love Moonshine Mayonnaise, or kind of like at least most of the creams I've tried from her kind of have like a little jelly-ish vibe to it. They're totally not a jelly because they're more opaque, but they kind of have like just a teeny bit of squishiness to them, which I love. I mean, I love a true opaque cream. Hers are opaque too, but they just have that squishy little vibe, which I don't know, I just love it. So I really like it. Okay, next up, I did another nail art challenge for one of my Instagram collabs. I wind up using 3 polishes. I use this one from Orly, which is Shallot Getaway. It's just a brown, like a light brown cream. And then I use Mind Over Matter from Orly, which is a black. And then I use Sinful Colors Snow White, which is a white cream. So for this one, I freehanded all this. You were supposed to do your pet. Well, I don't have a pet. I don't have a pet. So I just did a dog. It turned out cute. It was cute. At this point, I decided to leave this collab after this because I was like, this is 3 months of just themes that I just don't have anything to fit with. And I kind of looked at what they had planned for the rest of the year because it's one mani all the rest of the year. And there's like a bunch of them. I just don't even have anything to fit those categories. And I don't want to spend any money to do one mani. And I haven't really been happy with the way anything, I'm in 2 different like weekly mani groups or collabs on Instagram. I just really haven't been happy with anything that's turned out for this collab. This one, the other one I have been, but hers are more basic, like orange, lace, like they're just more simple, like weather. They're just more simple, and you can kind of, this one gets kind of specific, and I enjoyed being in it, but it was just like, oh my gosh, every like the last 3 manis, just like, I don't have anything to do with that stuff. So it's like, I've got to force myself to do a mani I don't want, come up with an idea. So I did leave this collab. So I kind of like regretted it because it's like, it does get me to do some nail art, but it's like, it's nail art. I don't know. I do like animals. I just don't personally have a pet, and you're supposed to do your own pet. So I did a little doggy. It was cute. It was easy to remove. I have regular base coat, 2 coats of polish. It's hard to tell how much polish you use when you do nail art. Glossy top coat. It was cute. I wound up rating it a 3 because your mouse right checks that your ass can't cash because, I don't know, it is cute. But like I said, I just was like, I don't know what to do for these. And like I said, I hadn't been happy with a lot of the stuff I produced. So I did wind up leaving one of the collabs, which I kind of felt bad because I'd committed to it. But I was like, nail polish for me is happy. And I wasn't really stressed, but I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that mani. So it was like making nail polish not happy. So I was like, I have to get out of it because I don't want nail polish to not be happy because it's my, it's my happy thing. So there'll only be one. I'm doing a couple other different little collabs through Instagram, but they're monthly, but this was a weekly one. So now only after that mani, I didn't even submit that one to the group because I was like, I'm over it. There'll only be one, if you even care. One weekly challenge, I guess, is what I want to say. Okay. Not that I don't even always tell you it's a challenge, but those I kind of did because it was like, let me tell them there'll be no more of those. Okay. So let's go on. So next up, I wore one polish from Pinnacle Polish. This is a prototype. It is this really pretty, like lighter, not lilac, but kind of like mid-tone purple with these beautiful glitters in here. And it does, you can't see it in the bottle, but I could on my nails. It's got some type of like hollow something in it that gave it a sparkle. So in my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. I did use clips to remove. I have that it was cute, but the shimmer or the hollow did something to it that I think the polish would have been better without it. Just a straight glitter crelly without any hollow. So I might put this one in the giveaway. I wound up rating it a 2. How could you do somebody like that? Because I was like, I don't know. Like I said, I think it would have been better without the hollow, but that's just a personal preference. Honestly, you might like it better with that. Okay. So then at this time, I did have a nail break on my Cindy hand, and I filed down my nails, which I never do. I normally just cut, but I was sitting there watching TV. I was watching a show, and, couldn't really like get up and do anything. So I was like, okay, I'll file them down. So they do get a tad bit shorter because I did file them down. Girl, that is a lot of work filing your nails. I just assume cut them off. And I know that's me coming from, someone whose nails grow. If my nails didn't grow and I had a hard time with it, I would probably feel differently. But because my nails grow, I'm like, shoo, that was too much work for your girl right here, at least. Plus, I don't think I sound like my kids when I say this. No one ever taught me. When my kids say that to me, I'll be like, well, no one ever taught me either. You just gotta kind of do it. No one ever really taught me how to file my nails. Like when you see my nails in my pictures, that's how they grow. I don't file them in that shape. They grow that way. And I've kind of always liked that shape. So I'm like, I just leave them alone. I only file like if I get like a rough edge. So I'm not really I don't have like a lot of experience filing them down. So I'm like, it's just easier just to cut them and start again. But I did file them. So I was kind of proud of myself for doing that. Proud of myself for filing my nails, but I don't know, it's just not something I ever saw done or, really. So I'm like, I don't know. And it's so much work. Oh my gosh. Like when you have them real long and you want to file them quite a bit, that's so much work. I just cut them down. But like I said, I understand that's coming from someone whose nails grow. So it's easy for me just to be like, cut them off. And if you had been growing your nails and you struggled with it, you don't want to cut them off. So I understand that. But for me, I'm just going to cut them off. I don't know. It was a lot. Like I didn't even file them that much. And I probably spent a good hour, like my show went off and I was still filing them. So I don't know. I don't know about that. So next up, I wore one polish from Sweet and Sour Lacquer, and it is Live Like It's Spring. This was another stunner. It's like this white, like off-white with this golden pinky shimmer in there. It is beautiful. In my picture, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy removal. I rated this a 5. This is what it looks like being the best because it doesn't get much better than that. It just does not, It's just how it is. Okay. Next up, I wore one polish. Let me find this booger. Here it is from BCB Lacquers. And this is Vitamin C. It's this weird, like yellow with these like orange, red, and blue glitters in there. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. I did use clips to remove. I could have used 3 coats or a blurring base coat, but I was okay with it at 2. I am putting this in the giveaway. It was pretty in bright light, but in low light, it kind of looked like I had a fungus on my nails, and I don't know, I'm not really into Lit 5, so I didn't love that because majority of the time I'm in low lighting, and when I would look at my nails, I was like, I can see where it's pretty, but it also kind of looks like I have a fungus on my nails, so I'm going to put this in the giveaway. I wound up rating this a 1, hot dog flavored water, but in bright lights, this was beautiful. But like I said, the majority of my time, I'm not in bright lights. So I got rid of that. I'm going to put that in the giveaway. Next up, I wore 2 polishes. I wore this polish from Monarch Lacquer, which is Blushing Veil. It's just a pastel pink cream. And then I wore this polish from Orly, which is Stratosphere, which is like a light lilac pastel cream. I did another type of like little nail art thingy. You'll see. In my picture, I did a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove. I love both these polishes. The polishes were wonderful. I did rate the Mani 2. How could you do something like that? Because it didn't kind of turn out how I wanted it to in my head. But cute nonetheless. Fun nail art thing to do. Just didn't turn out how I wanted it. Okay, next up. Here's another one. Don't come at me. I know this does not match. I wore 3 polishes. I wore this polish. Let me grab them. 1, 2. He's trying to get away. 3. This one from Cracked. This is Orzata. It's just a beigey, off-white ivory cream. This one from Painted Polish with this Lady Liberty. It's a blue, kind of like a lighter blue periwinkle with red and blue glitters in there. And then I wore this polish from Rogue Lacquer, which is Spearmint Speckles. It's a spearmint turquoise with like some type of like little glitters in there. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glitter grabber on Painted Polish, and Rogue glossy top coat. I did use clips to remove the Rogue and the Painted Polish. I say in my notes, I know this doesn't match. I was trying to do some nail art. That was a complete fail. It was so bad I couldn't go with it. But I had these polishes by me, and I was like, I just want to use them. I don't want to think about it. I just want to get done with them and use them. So I kind of did this like Skittle thingy with them just to use them and see. I didn't love the Rogue or the Painted Polish. I'm putting both of those in the giveaway. I wound up rating this a 2. How could you do somebody like that? The Cracked was a great formula. It's not my favorite because it's kind of like an off-white beigey, but it's a beautiful neutral, and I'll use it, in my lifetime. I'll use it, so I'm going to keep that one. But the other 2, I'll put in the giveaway. Next up, I wore 1 polish from Red Eyed Lacquer, and this is, oh my gosh, maybe I'll write the name up here because I cannot pronounce it. It was like a street art thing she did. It's basically this like pinkish hollow is what it is. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat, easy to remove, very, very pretty. I wound up rating this a 4. That one day I'll get you in my hands and I'll play with you because can't wait to wear it again. Very, very pretty. Hopefully I remember to write that name up here. Do it, Suzanne. So you can know, but it is a very, very pretty polish. Okay, next up I wore 1 polish from Monarch, and this is Luminous Blanc. And it's just kind of like this white with this like golden like bluey shimmer to it. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glossy top coat. This was easy to remove. This was very, very pretty. It was. I wound up rating it a 4. Then one day I'll get you in my hands and I'll play with you because can't wait to wear it again. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful polish if you like those type of polishes, and I personally do. Next up, I wore another polish from Monarch. I wore this polish called Moondrops, and it's kind of like, I don't even know where I got this. It says, it must be a Mix It Monday, maybe. I don't know. You'll see. I don't know. It's like a blue with like a golden shimmer to it. In my pictures, you'll see a blue blurring base coat, 2 coats of polish, and a glossy top coat. It was easy to remove. If you look at my pictures, my nails do not match the bottle. So I don't know if I had to like keep building this up to get it this way, or if I should wear it over top of something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I want to rating this a 1 hot dog flavored water. As of right now, I'm probably putting it in the giveaway. I don't know if I want to mess with it again. I have polishes that need another polish to make them look good, but I don't particularly like keeping polishes like that. Like if I don't love it on its own, I don't want to keep it, really. Honestly, I really don't. I mean, I do have some that I've kept because I don't know why, but I don't want to. Like, I don't mind if it looks beautiful with another polish, but I want it to look beautiful on its own because it takes up two space, you know, to keep it. It consists of keeping two polishes to make it look pretty. So I think I'm going to put this in the giveaway, but I'm not 100% about it. But I did rate it a 1 hot dog flavored water because I'm just like, it does not look like, my nails did not look like what the bottle looked like. And like I said, I did stop at 2 coats. I was in a hurry that night. I remember I painted it, excuse me, super, super late, and I was in a big hurry because I had to work the next day. So I was like, oh gosh, I got to go to bed. So I was in a hurry, and so that's maybe why. I don't know. I don't think I'll play around with it anymore though, because it was kind of very frustrating to me because I was like, this does not look like the bottle on my nails. And I really honestly don't have that happen a whole lot, but it was frustrating. So I don't know about that one. I'm mad at it. I'm mad at that polish. So next up, I wore one polish from Clarissa D. Carroll, and this is Tiki Beach. It's this really pretty green with like these yellow flakies in it. In my picture, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. This was easy to remove. I did wear this for 2 days, which I usually don't do, but I had something I was doing with my son, and during football season, we spent a lot of time together, so we were watching a show together, not anything special, not anything big, you know, we were just watching a TV show together, and during football season, we spend a lot of time together, so I don't mind painting my nails while we're together, but right now, we only watch one show a week together, so we're only together for 1 hour, and I was like, oh, I don't want to paint my nails, I was running late, you know, I'll spend my hour with him painting my nails, so I wore it for 2 days, which is unusual for me at this moment in my life. Eventually, I think I'll get back to where I wear them longer, but I just have time now in my life to paint my nails every night, so I do. But this chipped the second day, and I wasn't doing anything strenuous. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep it, though. I did wind up rating it a 2. How could you do something like that? Because I remember really liking it on my nails, but when I look at the pictures, it's not so pretty. It's not as pretty as I remember it being in person. And then the fact that it chipped on 2 days kind of is aggravating, especially like when you were just like, not doing anything strenuous, but it's still pretty polished nonetheless. I am going to keep it. Next up, I wore 2 polishes. I wore this polish from Cracked, which is Rocky Mountain Iris. I was going to say oyster. Rocky Mountain Iris, which is just this pretty like lilac cream. And then I wore this polish from Glisten and Glow, which is Better Together, which is a white Crelly with purple glitters in there. It is so, so cute. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 3 coats of Cracked, 2 coats of Glisten and Glow, glitter grabber on Glisten and Glow, glossy top coat. I use clips to remove the Glisten and Glow. So, so cute. I love this mani. I wound up rating it a 5. This is what it looks like being the best because it was just a darling, darling, darling mani. I'm trying to find what I'm doing here. Okay, next up, I wore one polish from Pinnacle Polish. It is a prototype. It's just like that pink one that I had up earlier, but it's gray with glitters. In my pictures, you'll see it's got the hollow sparkle in it too. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. Did use clips to remove. I have that it's pretty, and in my pictures, it doesn't look as dark, but in person, I have that it was just a little bit too dark to enjoy those glitters. I mean, you could see them, but I think this would have been better if it was just a little bit lighter of a gray. I don't know if I'll keep these 2. I do think the hollow, like little glitter, like hollow sparkle in there worked better in the gray than it did in the purple one. But I don't know what I'm going to do with either one of these polishes. I'm going to think about it because except for that hollow sparkle in the purple and this being just a tad bit too dark, I really like, I love glitter Crelly. So I want to think about this. I want to rating this a 2. How could you do somebody like that? Because I don't know, not my favorite, but I'm going to think about it. Next up, I wore 2 polishes. I wore this polish from Sweet and Sour Lacquer, which is perfectly pink, which is just this like, it's kind of a sheer, delicate pink with a golden shimmer. And then I wore this polish over top of it from PI Colors or Pie Colors JCat.003, which is this really delicate pink with like flakies in there. In my pictures, you'll see a pink blurring base coat, 2 coats of Sweet and Sour, 1 coat of Pie, glossy top coat, easy removal. I didn't love this mani at all. It was just like, ugh. But I love the Sweet and Sour, so I'm keeping the Sweet and Sour. I'm putting Pie colors in the giveaway. I bought 4 of these from Pie Colors. I've worn 2. I haven't liked either one of them, so I'm hoping I like the other 2 because I don't know. I just didn't care for it. But I am going to keep sweet and sour. Like I said, put pie in the giveaway. I wound up rating this a 1, hot dog flavored water. It just, I don't know, wasn't for me. I just didn't like the way it looked. We're almost done. We are. So then I wore 1 polish from Victorian Varnish, and this is Less Convos, More Candy, which is just like mid-tone pink with like, it's got pink, red, purple, yellow glitters in there. It's really, really pretty. In my picture, you'll see a regular base coat, 3 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat, use clips to remove. I like this. I did sit this bottle upside down, and the glitters, it's very delicate glittered, or very sparsely. It's not like it's not very like glitter heavy, like it's supposed to be that way, sparse. But I wish it had a tad bit more because I love glitter. So I wish it had a tad bit more, but I did use clips to remove it. It was cute. I wound up rating this a 2. How could you do somebody like that? Like I said, I would have enjoyed it personally if it had more glitters. It's meant to be this way with less glitters, but I'm just a glitter junkie, so I would have loved it, but with more glitters, but still super cute. And then the last polish, which I have on my nails, I'll still insert a picture right now, is this polish from Glam Polish. It is Yabba Dabba Doo. It's this light bluish with black flakies and different glitters in there. I don't know that I love it, like neon glitters. In my pictures, you'll see a regular base coat, 2 coats of polish, glitter grabber, glossy top coat. I do have used clips to remove. I'm going to use clips to remove it. I think I'm going to put it in the giveaway. I wound up rating it a 2. How could you do something like that? I'm not 100%. I bought a bunch of these Black Friday 2023, and I don't know. I just thought they're so cute, and they are cute, but I don't know. They just don't look that cute on my nails personally, and I love glitter crelly, so I don't understand it, but I don't know. Like I said, I rate this a 2. How could you do somebody like that? Because, I don't know, it just didn't turn out as pretty as I wanted to. So those are all the manis I wore. So my top 3 manis in no particular order is this one from Sweet and Sour, Live Like It's Spring. This was just so glowy, so beautiful. I mean, I could not stop staring at my nails. 100% a stunner. All 3 of these were stunners. This month was hard because I had so many good polishes, but all 3 of these were stunners. Next up, I picked Polish for Days, Enchanted to Meet You. It's just glowy goodness on your nails. Stunning, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Another, I could not stop staring at my nails. This one too, this next one, definitely could not stop staring at my nails. It is Sea Haunt, the Sea Haunt from Dreamland. Like I said, it had some brush strokes, but I just need to be more careful with it. Stuff like that doesn't bother me, but I could see them, so I just need to be more careful with it. But it was just so, like, beyond glowy. Like, you could not believe how glowy this baby was. I could not stop looking at it. So those are all the polishes I wore, all the manicures I wore, my favorites. If you had any standout manicures for the month of March, what month are we in? Comment them down below because I'd love to know about them. If you've been with my channel, I haven't said this in a while, but if you've been with my channel for a while, thank you so much. If you subscribe, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone that really, subscribes and takes the time to watch, some weird lady talk about nail polish. I mean, I do the same thing with other people, so I understand it, but it's still like, can't believe that, one person watches me, much less, the several, 100 that I have subscribed. I do just really appreciate all my subscribers. I thank you so much. If you like these type of videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do nail content like this all the time, and I also do monthly giveaways of nail polish to subscribers. I hope everyone has a great day. Remember, keep polishing. Bye.